Hello friends, welcome to this session. So in this video, we will try to understand some of the predefined functional interface exists in Java 8. So in the last videos, we have understood that what is a lambda expression and what are functional interfaces and how do we use the lambda expressions to implement the functional interfaces. So in this video, we will try to look at some of the predefined existing functional interfaces, some of the most basic utility functional interfaces available in Java, known as your predicate, function, consumer, and supplier. So these are the most commonly used predefined functional interfaces in Java 8. In this video, we will try to understand what exactly is a predicate, and we look at some of the examples to implement the predicate. So as I said, predicate is a functional interface. Predicate is a functional interface which has only one method called test. So there is only one method in the predicate functional interface. As we know, functional interface itself will contain only one abstract method, that is here in this case it is a test method. So the signature of the predicate or the signature of the predicate will be like this: functional interface, say public interface predicate, and it has only one method known as test method. So this is the syntax of your predicate functional interface. So predicate is basically a functional interface, right? Say which has one method called test method, and this test method can take any data type as argument and returns only Boolean data type. So this predicate method will take any data type as an input, one value as an input, and always returns Boolean as its data type. So basically, this type of functional interfaces are used. So when we have a requirement that, so when we want to pass one value, and after processing, if it is returning a Boolean value, so in that case, instead of writing our own methods or implementing, we can directly use this functional interface to implement that feature or to implement that functionality. For example, let us look at some of the simple examples, right? Say is even. Say if n%2 equal to 0, then return true, else return false. So if you observe this method, I'm calculating whether the given number is even or not, right? So if you pass the number n, it will divide that number by 2. If it is equal to, remainder is equal to 0, then we are returning true, or else it will return false. So in the same way, I'll write one more method. Say is prime. Let us say here you will check code to check the prime or not, and we will return true if prime, else false. So this method will take one integer parameter, and this will check whether the given number is prime or not. If it is prime, then it returns true, else it returns false. Say another example, right? Let us say boolean is string length greater than 5, string str. So here I am trying to check whether the given string length is greater than 5 or not. So if it is greater than 5, then it will return true, else it will return false. Say str dot length is greater than 5, then return true, else return false. So if you observe here all the methods, every method is taking one parameter and returning only the boolean value, right? So first one is taking integer, it is returning the boolean value. Second one is also taking integer, it is returning the boolean value. Third one is also taking a string and it is returning a boolean value. So in all this, there are two things in common. Number one, the input parameter is 1 and always return type is boolean. So in this type of scenarios, we can use this functional interface called predicate. So instead of writing our own method, we can directly assign your functional interface. You can implement this abstract method by using the lambda expressions, and then we can implement that. So functional interface predicate will be used in this type of scenarios. So wherever you have this, you can use this type of scenarios here. Now we'll see one simple example how to do that by using this functional interface. So as you know, functional interface consists of only the one abstract method, and this predicate is also a functional interface which has only one method called test and returns always boolean. Now let us see here how to write this in action. Now say I want to implement this one, right? Say whether the given number is even number or not. So by using this predicate, how can I do that? Now let us say I have to give like this. So we need to pass what is the data type, right? What is the data type? So if you observe this, we have to pass the input to data type, because always the return type is boolean, no need to specify. So we have to always pass the integer input data type. So in this case I am giving integer, and remember always these are refer objects, not the primitive small int or small float. It should be a complex object only, it will take. So predicate integer, let us say p equal to, now the total expression, right, whatever the method that you want to assign, it should be represented through lambda only. So how do I convert this in the form of a lambda expression? We know, right, say one parameter is provided, so I'll pass this n, and if you observe this again, when you have this kind of if, I told you on the day itself, right, in the other video I told you, so when there is a if, and if it is returning the boolean value depending on the condition, we just need to write that condition, that's all, right? So when you do like this, so just based on this condition, it will return either true or false. So this is the equivalent lambda expression for this one. So I have to assign this to this. Simple, right? So inside this predicate, what is the method available? The method is a test method. So you have to call the test method on this, right? If I say p dot test of 4, then this 4 will be passed to this lambda expression. So 4% is 2. So that 4% is 2 equal to 0. Yes. So this total method will return true, right? Say now if I say system dot out dot println, if I say p dot test of 4, then this will return our true value. In the same way, if I say system dot out dot println p dot test of 11, then this 11 is passed to this predicate, and 11% 2 is equal to not equal to 0, so it will return false. So like this, you can write your own predicate. For example, I want to check this one, right? How do I do that? Let us say same predicate, but this time the data type that we are passing is a string. So string, say p1 equal to, if I say str, if you pass str dot length, if it is greater than 5. So now if you call the p1 method or p1 object with the test method, again see, every predicate object will have only one method called test method. So in this case, if I say like this, say p1 dot test of hello, then this will always return true. So because this hello string is passed to here, say hello string dot length, hello dot length, it is obviously say this will return false, right? I have given like greater than only, but it is exactly equal to 5, so it return false. In the same way, if I say p1 dot test of say program, right, then this will return true. Likewise, if I say p1 dot test of say hi, then this will return false. This will return false. So in this way, we can implement, we can use the predicate. So predicate is a functional interface which has only one method called test method. This will take any valid data type as an input and always returns boolean as its return type, right? As its return type here. So this is a simple example. Now let us see this in action. Say we have our string, right? So now let us take one class. I'm taking one more class here. Predicate example. So this predicate and all are available in java.util.function package. So in order to work with it, so as usual, we need to import java.util.function package. So we have to import this function package here at java.util.function. So now I will write one predicate integer, let us say p1 equal to say x greater than 10. So I have just given this, right? I have just given this functional lambda expression, so which states that if the x value is greater than 10, it will return true, right? It will return true, else it will return false. Now I'll write one more predicate, say x percentage 2 equal to 0. So what does this predicate p2 is specifying? It is specifying that if the given number is even, then return true, right? Then return true here. So now I will write system.out.println, right? System.out.println here. If I say p1 dot test of 10, then obviously this will return false. So because it will check whether the number is greater than 10 or not. So in the same way, if I pass this as 12, then this statement will return a true value. Exactly in the same way, I'll call p2 dot say 4. So now p2, what is p2? p2 is checking whether the given number is even or not. So this will obviously return true, right? So in the same way, if I call p2 dot test of 11, this will always returns false because p1 is checking, p1 predicate is checking whether the number is greater than 10 or not. So p2 predicate is checking whether the number is even number or not. So now if you run this one, you can see the first one is false, second one is true, third one is true, fourth one is false, because I am checking in the p1 predicate whether x is greater than 10. In the p2 predicate, where I am checking whether x is even number or not. See, one more advantage of these predicates are you can actually combine the predicates by using and or negate. These are the three conjunction methods available on the predicate. You can also use them. So as usual, and it will try to combine one predicate with other predicate, and the total result will be true when both the predicate results are true. Or will also combine two predicates, and total result will be true when any one of them is true. Right. In the same way, negate, so that will give you complement. Now if you see this one, so if I say here say system.out.println p1 dot, right, say p1 dot and p2 dot test of 20. So when you give like this, p1 dot p2 dot test of 20, meaning first p2 predicate will be evaluated. So as per our code, p2 is, it will check whether the given number is even or not. So it will check whether it is even or not. And again the same 20 is applied on p1 as well. So what is the p1 specifying? It is checking whether the number is greater than 10 or not. So in this case 20 greater than 10. So now p1 result is true and p2 result is also true. So the total value of p1 and p2 dot test is true, right? So if I write this like say system.out.println, right, this one you can see the result as true only. Last one is true. For example, if I say this like this, so when I say p1 dot and p2 dot test of 2, so meaning first this 2 is applied on p1 and then also apply on p2, then it will find the total conjunction. So what is p1 dot test of 2? Whether it is greater than 10 or not. So 2 is not greater than 10. So the result of p1 is false. And p2 is even number or not. So 2 is even, but one condition is false, so the total result is now false. You can see final one is false. So exactly in the same way, right? Exactly in the same way, we can also have one more conjunction operator called OR. So this is same as that of our normal OR conjunction. So if any one of the condition is true, then finally the result will be true, right? So if in this case P1 is not satisfied but P2 is satisfied, it is even, so it will print true. In the same way, negate, right? Say if I say P1 dot negate, right, negate of test of say 2. If you give like this, right, if I give like this, then first it will negate P1. So what is P1? X greater than 10. So negation of P1 means X is not greater than 10. Then the condition will become true. So in this case, if I run this one, so this will return true. The last one is returning true because I have called the negate. Say if I give, right, if I give 20, right, if I give 20, then last one will become false because I am calculating the negate. 20 is greater than 10. So here negate means 20 should not be greater than 10, right? Should not be greater than 10. So it will become false there. So in this way, I can implement, or we can implement, so this predicate functional interface with this example. So you can also have conjunction operators applied with and, or, and negate as well. So that's all for this. We'll see you in another video. Thank you.